Today, you'll be coming along as we check out the Four Seasons Florence, home to Florence's largest private garden. We'll take a look at the room, have a drink at the bar, and even ride a hot air balloon over Florence. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go! To get to the Four Seasons, you walk up on this relatively nondescript building in the northwest side of town. You really wouldn't know it was a Four Seasons but for this small plaque. The hotel is comprised of two main buildings surrounding the largest private garden in Florence. Our room is in the secondary building, and they have these golf carts at the ready to drive you between the buildings as you please. Once we got all checked in, we were eager to head up to our room and see just how many of the seasons would await us. Fingers crossed for all four. We got lucky number 705. We opened the door and the first thing that just smacks you in the face is this red and silver flower wallpaper. At first I was kinda like, what you doing? But I do have to say, it grew on me. This room really can be boiled down to one word: opulent. Everything was immaculate and had an air of superiority to it. The room was well appointed and it knew it. The bed was symmetrically placed against the back wall with the bed frame and headboard matching the wallpaper. There was a small side table placed catty-corner to the bed that contained a bowl full of fresh fruit and a bookshelf directly above that contained various things that I will never think about again. There was an in-room espresso machine and an electric kettle with your selection of teas. And the wonderful staff of the Four Seasons had the chef prepare for us this really beautiful and delicious honeymoon welcome cake. They also left a nice welcome card and a bottle of bubbly set in frozen water. I'm thinking they could have done a little bit better. Drum roll, please. It's time for the bathroom. Not to be confused with the restroom that we just took a look at and the wash closet, which we will see soon. The bathroom had this beautiful wallpaper showing the Florentine houses on the banks of the Arno River. Or maybe that's just Venice, I don't know. I'm not some world-renowned geography person. There was a double vanity, which was great for reducing my wife's get-ready time by half to only 3 hours. There was also a very nice marble shower with a wood inlaid bench to hold the shower amenities. Through the frosted glass door was the wash closet, complete with a toilet and a small sink to wash your feet in after a long day walking the streets of Florence. After we were finished exploring our room, we decided to take a stroll around the gardens as a fancy person, such as Squilliam or Fancy Winnie the Pooh might do. The Four Seasons boasts the largest private garden in the city of Florence, coming in at a whopping 11 acres. The entire property is a hefty 710,000 square feet. That's 66,000 square meters for my friends across the pond, or basically anywhere else that isn't the United States, Liberia, or Myanmar. As I mentioned earlier, the Four Seasons Florence is comprised of two main buildings. One was built in the 15th century and another built in the 16th. Believe it or not, the hotel still showcases some of the original frescoes and furnishings from way back then. There are 116 rooms in total, so I only have to visit another 115 more times to truly do a complete review. Fun fact, we were told that Kanye West was here the same time as us. We never saw him, but I for one am going to choose to believe it's true. As far as amenities go, there's a spa, a gym, which we'll check out in a bit, a lounge bar, which we will also go together and wet the beak, and two restaurants, one of which currently has a Michelin star. We didn't technically eat at any of the restaurants, but stay tuned. There's a little food-based surprise coming your way that you won't want to miss. One of the smaller buildings in the garden housed the on-site gym. The gym was fairly large, at about 2,200 square feet, and came fully stocked with all you could need, like water, lime-infused water, towels, and headphones. If that doesn't suit you, fear not, for you can instead have lemon water and these little cookie things. The gym was well equipped with all sorts of equipment, including these little pod things, which I can only assume were capsules to freeze your body until the year 3000. Right next to the gym was the outdoor pool to swim or sunbathe. Then once you got a little snacky, you could come over to this nice outdoor seating area. Then, if you got real hungry, you could book a table at the hotel's Michelin-starred restaurant, Il Pelagio, which actually had this super casual outdoor seating area. There was also an indoor part of the restaurant, which looked fancier, but I failed to record because I am a fool. You'll forgive me, won't you? This table, resting underneath a 170-year-old European beech tree, was host to one of the several private dining experiences you could do here at the Four Seasons. There were two other available. One involved getting a private table on an open-air terrace overlooking the Ponte Vecchio, which is a bridge I'll show you in a bit. Stick around another few minutes to get a first-hand look at the other experience. After becoming familiar with the hotel grounds, we decided that no matter how wonderful the hotel was, we better go check out the great city of Florence. We started with a cab ride to an elevated area of land where you could enjoy sweeping views of the city. We then took a cab back into the city and wandered the streets until we happened upon the most famous landmark of Florence, the Duomo. While the Duomo was very cool and architecturally stunning, I found the Basilica of San Lorenzo, where the principal members of the Medici family are buried, even more stunning. We returned from our exploring to the hotel lobby, which was insanely immaculate and really paid homage to Florence's rich history of art, especially with the many smaller sculptures telling the history of Florence on each of the 4 walls, and the larger one in the middle of the lobby. Adjacent to the lobby was the Atrium Bar, which was immaculately appointed and would do just fine for throwing back a few Miller Lights with the boys. Just kidding. You know a place like this would only serve Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. The bar had a wide array of spirits and craft cocktails to choose from, and apparently boasts the best Negroni in all of Italy, which of course I had to try. I thought it was just okay. I'm sure that will make many people Negroni at me. After that, I did finally get my Miller Lite. At least, that's what they told me it was. As our private dining experience, we elected to have dinner in this private space on top of the hotel. The Four Seasons did such a wonderful job dressing it up so nicely for us to celebrate our honeymoon. I mean, where else in Florence are you getting views of the Duomo like this, while having a private chef make you a custom meal? We were just blown away, and while this comes at an extra cost, we think it was definitely worth it, and suffice it to say, this was the most romantic dinner we have ever had. Here's a look at our own custom menu, which was absolutely delicious, and the special happy honeymoon dessert the chef made for us. What a great night. The next morning, I opened up the blinds with this handy dandy button located next to the bed to take a look at the city streets, which were already bustling. We had something really fun planned for the morning. We were going on a hot air balloon ride over the Florence countryside. So one thing I didn't realize about hot air balloons is you better be prepared for the landing, because they just let the basket fall over with you inside. I look like a real dummy trying my hardest to keep it from tipping over. After returning to the Four Seasons from the hot air balloon ride, we decided it was time for breakfast. Our breakfast was served in our hotel building, one of the 2 on the property, right past this little bar area, which was never open during our stay. The breakfast consisted of many self-serve options, as well as made-to-order options that you could request once you took a seat. The breakfast was immaculate and was served in this beautiful indoor-outdoor dining area. After breakfast, we returned to our room to find that the laundry I had requested done the day prior was waiting for us. The attention to detail was really awesome, and they even included a note to show that they found a small tear on one of my shirts and a stain that they unfortunately could not get out. I actually really appreciated the personal touch, even with a small thing like laundry. Back home, just thinking about the time that we spent at the Four Seasons Florence. We really enjoyed our time there. The room was incredible, it was comfortable, it was a little bit small, but really nothing to complain about. We were still comfortable, perfect for the 2 nights that we were there. The food was amazing, the bar was great. Our private experiences that we did, both the hot air balloon and the dining on top of the hotel, were once in a lifetime experiences. I would really go back anytime. Well, that'll do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and give the video a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.